Good morning, team. How are you all doing? It's Food for Thought Thursday. So I am not in the kitchen. I'm adjacent to it today and dropping a little few tidbits on some knowledge and ideas and tips. And hopefully you've picked up that this week we've been chatting a little bit about it. It's Walk Your Dog Week. So Tones did some amazing snacks and meal prep that not only could serve you and your kids, but also your furry ones. And because it's Walk Your Dog Week, we're also touching on the importance of activity and walking, and that's what I'm touching on today in terms of how it contributes to your daily energy expenditure, how it supports weight management, and why it's actually so critical. And this whole area of movement that is separate from exercise, and we don't pay enough attention to. So I'm going to say hello to a few names and faces that pop in here, and then I'll dive straight into it. Short and sweet. We've got our 10-minute session before our 8 o'clock workout. So hopefully if you're just limbering up, maybe having your coffee, getting dressed, getting in the zone for your 8 o'clock, or maybe you're coming off the back of our 7 o'clock session, you've joined me this morning. So good morning. Nicole, good morning to you. Ava, how are you doing? Hopefully it's as beautiful a day in Pinelands as it is here in Rondebosch this morning. Vicky, good morning. Hopefully you guys are having a fabulous one. So today is all about a little bit about balance, energy balance. And that at the end of the day, when we're looking for health markers and weight management, and so many things come down to energy balance. And the whole calories in, calories out debate at the end of the day, it is all about that, but it's so nuanced. And there's a little bit to that I just want to dig in with you guys this morning. So energy balance pretty much means how much are we eating relative to how much are we burning. And where we get our calories from is anything that goes in through our mouth, but where we burn it is a little bit more complicated. Right. So there are kind of three categories of places that all of your energy goes to in a day. So the amount of energy that you need, the biggest component, about 60% of what you need, is for your what we call your basal metabolic rate. So just resting, when you're lying in bed, how much energy you need for your daily bodily processes. That's 60%. That's most of what you actually need your energy for. About 10 to 15% is to digest your food. And then about 30% to 35% is for physical activity. Now, activity is broken into two things. And one of them is the activity that you're about to do in 8 o'clock, structured workout. And that contributes maybe about 15 or 20%. But all the other movement and activity that you get through in a day is about another 15 or 20%. So all of them combine like that. And the amount of energy that you're burning just to move every day, what I'm doing here, these little gestures, getting into the garden, walking around, even if you're dancing, if you're singing, if you whatever it is, all of the little bit of activity that isn't structured exercise contributes a lot. We've noticed over time as human beings that this has decreased. We live in a built environment now. We drive right to the shops. We do everything as easy as possible. And naturally, that little, what we call NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, that's what it is, the technical term. But the activity that isn't structured exercise has almost fallen off a cliff. And for a lot of people where weight management might become a little bit of an issue, overcoming obesity, where structured exercise is hard, we're not burning a hell of a lot of calories during exercise, the importance of these other bits of activity are just raised. And walking is maybe the easiest way to measure that. And we've all got a smartphone in our pocket, or we've got a exercise watch that tracks our arm swings and tells us how many steps we've taken in a day. And it's quite easy to actually monitor it. And because it's so important, and because it's something that can influence your results so much, half of your activity, half of your energy expenditure from moving comes from just walking in a day. Doesn't matter what your exercise is all about. We should actually be focusing on it more than we are. This is the week to highlight it. So that's what I want to do with you guys. I want to plant that seed, get you thinking about all the movement that you are doing in a day that isn't your exercise. When you average out your 5 out of 7 training sessions that you've got in the week, that average of calories burnt can actually drop a little bit. When you add in all the other things, you might actually get as much out of just your movement, out of walking around, gardening a little bit more, taking the dog for a walk, whatever it is. Start looking at what your numbers are. If you're maybe not getting the results that you want, you could always look at increasing it. A tip here, aim to increase your steps by about 1,000 steps a week. Go and use our habits tracker and say, all right, I've had a look this week. I'm at whatever it is, 4,000 steps a day. Next week, 5,000 steps. Track it, monitor it, improve it. How are you going? Log it and see what your progress is like. Tick it off. Next week, lift it up another 1,000 steps a day. That's a nice, easy goal. This ultimate goal of about 10,000 steps a day, depending on your weight, can actually help you burn between 150 and 600 calories in a day. Hell of a lot, guys. When you're looking for weight change, you're looking to change your intake by about that. So sometimes you don't even have to change your diet to get to the result that you want. An interesting side of the equation here, now that I've mentioned diet, is that we're speaking about exercise, and that's burning it. It's a little bit easier to change our energy balance through what goes into our mouth. It's easier to maybe stop eating those 300 calories than burn it from a little bit more exercise. But they need to go hand in hand. And I'm going to tell you why. Exercise on its own is unlikely to get you to the calorie deficits if you're looking for weight loss without changing your diet. Okay, you can put in a HIIT session with us, burn 300 calories. You can get your 10,000 steps, burn another 300. Great, you're at a good space. But if you're not doing that without changing your diet, the chances are, once you average it out over taking a rest day, having a little up and down, not really doing much, maybe being a little more lenient on your diet, you're going to squash that anyway. Right. So exercise alone, you can't outrun a bad diet. They need to go hand in hand. You also can't out eat bad exercise. Right. So if you're in a calorie deficit, what actually happens is this non-spontaneous movement. You're just trying to diet to get your weight down. Your body actually lowers its activity levels without you making a conscious decision to do it. One of the reasons why calorie deficit diets don't always work when we don't focus on exercise is because the body wants to adjust to keep it where it is. If we're not focusing on our activity and actually physically trying to move a little bit more, the body wants to counter that without you making a conscious effort, and you actually maintain energy balance. You don't get into the deficit that you want to. You're also, if you're not exercising while losing weight, just through dieting, you're more likely to pick up that weight at the end. So one on their own, they're not mutually exclusive. They're things we have to do together. Your results while doing it are going to be better. And your results once you get to wherever you're going are going to be easier to maintain once you've got the habits and once you're focusing on all the aspects. What you're eating, the amount of structured exercise that you're doing, and the amount of activity that isn't structured. It's just your daily work that you're getting through. All right. Check how you guys are doing. Focus on it. Think about it. Can I move more? Can I park further away from the office and walk? Can I take the stairs? Can I join us next weekend on our 26-hour workout and get in a nice block of stuff to do? That's structured exercise, but I digress. Make sure you guys are focusing on what your physical activity away from structured exercise is, because it's as important as every other element and pillar of your health. It's an important starting point for a lot of people that can't get through a heavy session, and we know that we can get results by doing it. All right, super important, guys. Go use our habit tracker, log something, keep track every week, tweak it up, and see how it's going. While you're in our app, go have a look at our shopping list, guys. It went live last night. Just something to plug in there, make your lives a little bit easier, and go check it out so that you can plan your menu for next week, which is great. Quick couple of hellos before I sign off for the morning. If you have any questions, Guys, please stick it into the comments, send me a message, whatever it is. This week, we're focusing on physical activity that's away from exercise as much as anything else. Go walk the dog, go do something, go get your steps in. Pat, good morning. Peter, good morning. Leanne, how's it going? Tony is here. Sam as well. Shelly, hi from Oz, guys. Have a fabulous day. Think a little bit. Thursdays, it's rest day. It's your day for a bit of food for thought. So think about your habits. The one we want to focus on today is all about your physical activity. Get your steps in and have a fabulous Thursday. We'll see you guys tomorrow for our Friday session at 7:30 again. Toodles.